Ever since I started mountain biking over a year ago, I've heard stories of the elusive Florida trails, specifically Alafia State Park. So when the opportunity arose, Brian, Kurt, and I headed to Orlando for a week of Florida mountain biking.
You have to do it again! Ninth floor.
Before heading the ride, we had a few things on the bikes that needed to be checked out. So we went to David's World Cycle in Orlando, Florida. The guys in the shop were super friendly and got us all set up. This is a great shop to stock up on all your biking needs before heading the ride. We began our trek 1 hour from Orlando to Alafia State Park. With only about an hour and a half of sunlight left, we headed for a quick lap on the raceway, where we had our first look at how cool Alafia was going to be.
Yes.
Whoa. That shit's scary.
Nice. We did it, yeah!
Did that look super flat?
A little bit.
Yeah, it feels like it.
He's killing it. Yeah.
So easy.
Day 2, we headed out early to meet up with Kurt's buddy Ryan, who was going to show us the ins and the outs of the trails at Alafia. Alafia is huge, so it was extremely valuable to have a Florida native to show us around. We took a spin on mainly the greens and blues, where we began to get the feel for the punchy climbs, sandy berms, and wooded bridges across a swamp. Ryan even showed us this massive swamp gap that he ended up getting this sweet pick at a few weeks later. After getting warmed up, quite literally, we headed back to the car for a quick break. We filled up our water bottles and headed out to ride the infamous Gravitron. We started on Moonscape, where the trail quickly became much steeper. Both of these trails are rated as black diamonds, and they include quite a few features, such as rock drops and gap jumps. These Florida trails are very unique and proposed many new challenges to us who are used to riding in the mountains. I highly suggest you make a trip down here to experience it for yourself. We had quite a bit of climbing to do, and I needed a few breaks. So there was a little bit of this and a little bit of this. We then spent the rest of the day having a blast, sessioning all of the cool drops and features on Gravitron. As we wrapped up the day, all three of us felt challenged in new ways. I personally felt more confident dropping off bigger drops. I was forced to overcome a lot of mental block and step out of my comfort zone. Overall, we had a blast riding the trails. Thanks again to Ryan for all the great trail data and the perfect tour of Alafia State Park. We had one last stop to make while heading home. Little did we know Ginnie Springs would become the highlight of our trip.
guys, this is my first time free diving. I'm a pro now. Just met a pro, so I'm a pro. Gonna send it.
I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe to the channel to see more of our adventures. Until then, remember to get out there and explore to create.